Hey y'all, I wanted to show you how to make, or how I make a ribbon. On the wreath I did, that was the Halloween wreath, I had lost the section of footage where it showed me making the bow. And I had told you on that I would make another bow because the one I was making was thin and it was hard for you to see what I was doing. So anyway, I'm making that bow, and so this is going to be the ribbon that I'm using, and I have two of these, and I'm going to show you how I put them together if you have to add one to another and all that. But the first thing I'm going to do is I want to think, how long do I want the tail of my ribbon to be? And so I'm going to say that I want it to be about a foot long on each side. So you just cut, you can measure if you want to or just cut, but I'm cutting what looks to me to be about a foot. And I'm not one to measure and all that. You can come back later and cut it better. But for now, just lay that to the side. I'm going to put the camera down a little bit so you can see better what I'm doing. So, what you do is have your ribbon facing you and get it in your hand. Lay your hand flat. Lay your ribbon on it and bring it around where you have just like wrapped it in your hand one time, and bring it around where the section, the beginning of the ribbon, you know that you've got a little area there, and bring it in. Make it, depending on what size ribbon you want, you know, bring that in a little bit, and that's going to be your center part of your bow. So anyway, now that you have that done, you just twist it. You just take it like this and give it a twist, and you always hold your twist with your thumb. Now, you come back and lay down your ribbon like that. And then you give it a twist. Every time you bring a section of ribbon back, you give it a twist to make sure that you have it neat. Then you bring the other side over, give it a twist. And then you go to your next section of ribbon, or your next loop of ribbon, and you're going to want to make it just a tiniest bit longer than your previous loop. So here's your previous loop, here's the one that you're making, and see how it's just a little bit longer. And you come back, give it a twist, bring your next loop over, making it just a little bit longer than your previous loop. Give it a twist. Okay. You're going for your next loop. You want to make it just a little bit longer than your previous loop. give it a twist. Just one turn is all. You don't have to, you know, like you're doing a bread tie or anything. And you give that a twist so that the printed side of your bow will always be on the outside. Come back with the next side of your bow, just a little bit longer than your previous one. Give it a little twist. And you just keep on like that. We're almost at the end. Give it a twist. And bring in that side, making sure it's just a little longer. Now you have this left, and that's not enough to do anything with. Just leave it for the time being, and take your next roll and okay, here's your ribbon you've done so far, and your end is coming down. It may come up in your case depending on what you're doing, but you don't even have to do a twist on that one. You can just put it on there, giving it about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Now, we're going to cut this off in just a little bit. Now, you just continue on, making that loop a little bit longer than the previous one. Little twist. This one a little bit longer. And twist. I'm just trying to get to the end of it now and show you how to fluff it. And when you get to the end, sometimes it's good if you have somebody that can help you. You'll see. A little bit longer. Give it a twist. Twist it. I'm about to the end. I hope that I've made this easy enough to understand. We're just about at the end now. Okay. So we've done all the loops that we can do. There's not enough left on that to do another loop. And this is basically what you have just your center loop that you made around your hand, and then you kept going back and forth, making loops, one a little bigger than the one before, and when at the center of it, where your thumb is, you would just give it one turn or twist, and that's basically all you've done. So now you remember the piece you cut that you had decided how long you wanted the tail. You take it and you stick it through this loop that your hand is in. You stick it in the one side and just pull it through, making sure that the pretty side is up. This is that kind of ribbon that has the wire on the edges. I think that makes the prettiest bows. I got this at Dollar Tree, but you can use the same technique for any kind of ribbon that you have. So get that centered in your in that little loop, and then make a knot. This is where it comes in handy to have somebody help you. And I'm going to have to do this one end, pull it with my mouth. Okay, I've got it. It's not tight, but I've got it pulled down to the ribbon. So now I'm going to lay this down and finish pulling it with my hand, making sure not to let anything get loose, and pull that tight, and then tie it again in a knot. And so now you just have a mess, but I'm going to show you how to have a real pretty bow. So come back in, and this one that you had too much of, just about a ½ inch from the center, just cut it off. And then this one that was your end piece that you had left over, I'm going to give it about 2 inches. It's all your preference, whatever you think looks the prettiest. So now that you have that done, the first thing I'm going to do is where I've squished my ribbon here, I'm just going to pull it back out and make it look pretty. And I'll cut the ends of it at the end. But I'm just bringing those out. Now, you start with your ribbon and you start fluffing all your little sections up. And as you fluff them, you start pulling them around. I usually do it back and forth, and then maybe in the middle some. Just whatever you think looks good, because it's your ribbon. You made it, and you do whatever you want to it to make you happy. So you can make it real full, or you can keep it a little flatter. You can spread it out more, or just whatever you want to do. So there is that side of the ribbon compared to the other side. So I'm going to go, And so it needs a little more fluffing, but you just work with it and you get it, you know, just however you want it. So this is basically the ribbon. I like to take the ends and do them around my finger if it's got the wire on it, and then pull it down where you have like a curly Q on it. But that's it. That's the ribbon. And if you want something a lot fuller, just do more and more loops. And I'm just going to keep playing with this. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put it on, but I think I'm going to make my granddaughter's dad a wreath for his door, because he just bought a new house and I'm sure he doesn't have a wreath. So I think I might make something and give that to him. But that's it. Let me show you real quick how I do the ends. Just put your ends together. As you can see, just put your ends together. And this is a slippery ribbon that hold very tight. And because it will want to get away with you. And I just cut it at an angle. And that's what it looks like. Some people fold it together like this and then cut a V like that. And that's very pretty too. So I hope this was helpful to you. And I hope the instructions were clear enough. But that's my ribbon. I hope that y'all have a great day and have learned something. Thank you so much for watching. And it really does mean a lot to me. So I also want to thank you for all the sweet comments y'all leave. For somebody like me, that just really is a blessing. So have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.